What I'm doing right now while I'm talking is I'm trying to establish a little bit of trust so you can see that the horse is getting better at standing there when I'm rubbing him. And then you saw him make that forward kind of a jump, and then he backed up, he started licking and chewing. He's starting to read my body language a little bit better. He's starting to stand a little more quietly, and he's just being a little less jumpy, but I can jump, not too much. There's a little bit of a flinch here in his body, but it's not too bad. I'm going to throw this string over his back. You saw a minute ago that made him a little bit antsy, a little jumpy. And so these are those things where you can see him kind of holding his breath and being real tense, and that's what he is doing when he goes up to the trailer. So if I can establish some control and trust and respect, then I think we're going to have a lot better time when we go to the trailer. I'm going to bring him forward by backing up my body, which invites him into my space, but then I'm going to instantly ask him to back up because he's had some respect of my space issues. So I'm kind of trying to dance with him a little bit here, where I back up and I invite him to come into my space, and then I step into his space and drive him back out. I'm trying to work up to where I can work a little more fluidly around him. One of the biggest problems with a horse like this is that it makes the person handling him want to be very careful and quiet. When I'm around him and I see him want to jump, it makes most people want to slow things down and try not to make him jumpy. But what you'll find is that people who sneak around their horses end up making the horses really suspicious because they're always sneaking around them. Where people who are loud and kids who don't know any better, they'll drag tarps and balls and they'll be just real crazy and jumpy, and those horses tend to get real quiet because they're used to life being just chaotic. And so we're trying to start to introduce that to him, where I start moving around him a little more randomly than what I was in the beginning. Because this is that emotional control that I was talking about with the older, more experienced horse that I used on the video. What you just saw right there was that I took the stick and string and I did just one swing of that emotional control type of a thing, where I did one swing of the whipping. And what I did different there was that the first time I did it, we saw a little bit of a reaction, but I had only hit the ground with about maybe 5% of my effort. And then I rubbed him and he was still there, and then I came down over here and I hit with more like maybe 15 or 20%, and that's when you saw the big reaction. A lot happened in that little bit of time. For example, he jumped forward. We've already seen that before. When he has a reaction, he tends to jump into my space. That's not good because he outweighs me by quite a bit and he's pretty big, hard feet. And so he jumps into my space, that's a problem. Did you also notice that he jumped, and when he got close to the trailer, he kind of forgot about me for a minute because he got excited, and then his brain got real scattered. He went up and, mentally he went very excited, charged towards me, looked at the trailer, got real jumpy. And so this is where he doesn't have great emotional control, and so he overreacts to things. And so what I need to do is I need to get him to the point where he's not overreacting. Right there you see that desire to go forward. He takes this kind of a whipping motion as an invitation to run me over. Now, do you see the distraction? When we're near the trailer there, although he was focused on the trailer, it's not in a way that I'm not looking for him to focus on the trailer right now. I'm looking for him to focus on me. So let me work with him for just a few minutes and show you some of the stuff I'll do with him.